We got drones flying in the sky over New Jersey. We got feds undercover in the Capitol on January 6th. And we got a partridge in a pear tree, all kinds of crazy stuff going on. But we're going to get to most of it. I'm going to be honest with you. Every time I sit down, and I love the fact that we have the internet at our disposal. I love the fact that we have the, X, and I love the fact that we have, YouTube and Rumble and all this great stuff. I love that as soon as information comes out in the world, I get thousands of text messages and DMs from people in the know. But at the same time, it's kind of annoying because I think I get to a point where I'm like, okay, we're ready to go live. We're ready to go broadcast. We got the whole run of show prepared. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh no, I gotta pop that in. I gotta move this out because there's just oh so much going on. But before we get to any of that, couple of things that I need you to do for me right away, like ASAP, before we move on at all. First thing you got to do is make sure you're subscribed, make sure that you like, make sure that you got the thumbs up, the notification bell, all those the bells are important because that's how you know that we've gone live. And a lot of people go, you know what, I always forget that you're live. And I go, well, clearly you haven't set the notifications on your YouTube or your Rumble. We want to make sure that you know when we're live because otherwise I'm just sitting here talking to myself. So make sure that you set the notifications, subscribe to the channel. If you're listening to the podcast, man, you got to make sure that you tell iTunes or Spotify or iHeartRadio, wherever you happen to be listening, make sure you tell them, hey, I love this stuff and I want you to tell me every time that there's a new episode. So do that right now. I'll wait. 3, 2, 1. All right, that's long enough. And then don't forget also that Christmas is, a week and a half away. And it's the 13th. Christmas is on the 25th. That means there's 12 days, less than 2 weeks until Christmas. So if you're still looking for something fun and exciting for people, if you're looking for a great gift for your kids or your nephews or your uncles and aunts, whoever, if there's anyone in your family that loves Christmas, loves Jesus, loves celebrating the birth of Jesus, and loves an inspirational and unique take on Christmas stories, then you want to get them a copy of the new holiday bestseller, The Untold Story of Christmas, as written and produced by moi. The Untold Story of Christmas. It's a unique take on the story of the birth of Jesus. Penny R. writes, this book would make a great Christmas gift for any age. So if you know people of any age and they need Christmas gifts, then this would be a great gift according to Penny. And Penny's a very reliable person. That Penny R. has never steered me wrong. So check it out online. The Untold Story of Christmas is a timeless tale inspired by actual events. And it's, like I said, something you're probably not overly familiar with. If you go to theuntoldstoryofchristmas.com, you can order a copy. You can see a sampling of the book. You can read the first couple of chapters just like they do on Amazon. And then, of course, you can order as many copies as you need to make sure that everyone on your Christmas shopping list gets The Untold Story of Christmas. All right. We got a lot to get to today. But before we get to the drones, before we get to the January 6th feds, the what do they call it? There's a word, the CHSs, the humans of, I'll play you all the clips. I got it all. It's crazy. Before we get to all that stuff, there was a big announcement this morning, and it regards Daniel Penny. Daniel Penny, who was found not guilty of murder because, well, he didn't murder anybody, or manslaughter, or whatever they call it, aggravated yada yada. He was helping people out on the subway. He was subduing a known threat, a homeless drug addict who was making threatening statements to innocent people on a subway. And Daniel Penny, a former Marine, leapt into action, performed heroism on the city subway. And instead of getting the key to the city or a parade or anything like that, he got charged and indicted, and he had to go to a trial, and the judge was working actively against him, and he was found not guilty. And now people are still angry because they're claiming racism or some stupid thing like that. But Daniel Penny got some good news. J.D. Vance, Vice President-elect J.D. Vance, has invited Daniel Penny, this is kind of crazy, to the Army-Navy football game, which is happening, I guess that's what, tomorrow? Yeah, Army-Navy football game tomorrow, Saturday. Vance and Penny will join President-elect Donald Trump. I believe Pete Hegseth will also be there in his private suite during the game. J.D. Vance says, I'm grateful he accepted my invitation and hope he's able to have fun and appreciate how much his fellow citizens admire his courage. So J.D. Vance extending a warm invitation, this is from Eric Daughtry on X, to Daniel Penny, President Trump's box, the Army-Navy game. Now, it's very exciting, and I think it's great, and I think it's fantastic that J.D. Vance and Donald Trump while they cannot change everything and they cannot undo the past, and while they can't give this guy his life back, what they can do is they can send an alternate narrative. They can send the message that what happened in New York was wrong. What Alvin Bragg did was horrible. It was, again, weaponization of the government. It was an aberration of justice. It was not something that should ever happen in the United States of America, and it has negative repercussions. Thank God he was found not guilty, because if he went to jail, nobody would help anybody. There'd be no helping. There'd be no more, hey, let me help you move. No, I don't want to get indicted for murder. There'd be no more, hey, there's, women yelling, help, he's got my purse, and men chase him down and be like, sorry, lady, you're SOL. I don't want to end up like Daniel Penny. So thank God that didn't happen. But now what Donald Trump and J.D. Vance are doing is they're amplifying these heroes, and they're saying, we can't help what happened to you in New York, but we can make sure everybody at the Army-Navy game, and anybody watching, and anybody on X, and anybody listening to Mark Kaye Saves the Republic, we can make sure that they know that you're a hero. And I think that's great. And that's something that Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and the rest of the administration are huge. They're great at. And that is changing the narrative. And they will continue to change the narrative throughout the next 4 years. They're going to do it in several different ways. They're going to do it with their executive orders. They're going to do it with their agenda. They're going to do it with their legislation. They're going to do it with their appointments. In fact, before we get to the drones, maybe we should probably talk about this first. I'm going a little out of order here, but that's how these live broadcasts work. You got to go with the flow. You got to figure out what the big story is. So Donald Trump, he's been doing a lot of things that have been ruffling. It's really interesting. A lot of people look at it and go, yay, he's doing exactly what we asked him to do. But then other people go, whoa, what's he doing? He's ruffling a whole bunch of feathers. And one of the things that he did was in this Time magazine. You may remember Donald Trump was named Time magazine Person of the Year. Time Magazine's Person of the Year. Oh, I don't have my iPad play. I had this issue yesterday too. But Time Magazine, they put Donald Trump on the cover and they said, this is the guy, man. This guy is Person of the Year. This is the that we want to celebrate. He's overcome all kinds of odds. He's had this amazing political comeback. He's going to be the next president of the United States. This is a feat that hasn't been done in, like 80 years. It's amazing what Donald Trump has been able to do. And so many people are so excited about it. So they decided they had no choice but to make him Person of the Year. But when you read the article, when you delve into the article, because there's an article that accompanies it, there's some really interesting stuff going on. And one of the things Donald Trump told Time Magazine in the article is, I'm going to pardon the January 6th protesters, which was not a shock. We all knew that. But he goes, I'm going to do it in the first 9 minutes, which is great. But I don't know why 9 minutes. I don't know what the symbolism of 9 minutes was, but that's what he said. President-elect Donald Trump said he could start pardons for most convicted January 6 protesters during his first minutes in the White House. Trump pledged throughout his campaign that he would pardon some people convicted of crimes during the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. He said, quote, it's going to start in the first hour, maybe the first 9 minutes. Trump vowed in an interview that aired Sunday on NBC's Meet the Press to pardon protesters, saying he'd look at each case individually. These people are living in hell, Trump told NBC's Kristen Welker, noting that some had been in jail for 3 years. I am inclined to pardon many of them. I can't say for every single one because a couple of them probably they got out of control. But he's going to look at all of them and he's going to see which ones are pardonable and which ones are not pardonable. And the ones that are pardonable, he's going to pardon in the first 9 minutes. Now, CNN picked up on this, and Caitlin Collins was talking to some dude who knows way more about stuff than she does. I mean, that's a long list. There's a long list of people. My son and daughter probably know more about this kind of stuff than Caitlin Collins does. But anyway, she's asking about this. She goes, wait a minute. Can Donald Trump, when he becomes president, can he actually pardon people in the first 9 minutes? Listen to this.
Just on the pardoning within 9 minutes, is that even possible? I mean, what does that process actually look like?
Okay, now this is a problem for me because as the ultimate, I mean, she is the new face of CNN. She's been elevated to the highest status, and she is every time you turn on CNN, which is not often in my house, but every time you do, you see Caitlin Collins. Every time I go online, I see Caitlin Collins. Caitlin Collins is interviewing this person and that person, and it's like Anderson Cooper, Caitlin Collins. That's about it. And I guess the other guy, Jake Tapper. Those are the three bigwigs now who basically run CNN or whatever's left of it. And the fact that she doesn't even know what exactly is the process? Can you actually pardon somebody in 9 minutes? The answer is you can pardon somebody as fast as it takes you to sign the document. And yes, Donald Trump has an intricate signature. Yes, Donald Trump does take his time with his signature because it's very big. It's very, boisterous. He wants to make sure everyone can see it, but it's possible.
It is possible. I mean, what they can do is they can have his lawyers, the incoming White House lawyers, draft the pardons, the proclamation essentially, and have it take effect when he takes the oath of office. So it can happen within minutes. I mean, we've had it happen before, where Jimmy Carter, for instance, on his first full day of office, so the 21st, he pardoned the thousands of people who had evaded the draft. So during the Vietnam War. So there is precedent for doing something like that. And obviously, in this case, the incoming president has made all kinds of different statements about who exactly would be qualified. He's mentioned, as you said, as broad as possible, but also said that maybe he'll start with some of the nonviolent offenders.
It's great. It's so much fun to watch a national news reporter learn stuff live on camera. So they're going, I didn't know that. Wait, Jimmy Carter pardoned these people too? And I love the example that he used. He goes, look, there's precedent for this. Jimmy Carter did it. Jimmy Carter came into office, and you know what he did? He signed thousands of pardons. Jimmy Pardon, they called him. Jimmy Pardon Carter. He signed thousands of pardons for people who evaded the draft dodgers, they call them. I don't know if Bill Clinton was one of them, but draft dodgers. And what happened was these people, they didn't want to go fight in Vietnam. So they dodged the draft, and that's against the law, but not when Jimmy Carter's president. He signed over 1,000 pardons when he got to office, and that's the precedent that was set. Very similar, I would imagine, to Joe Biden pardoning his own son. That's another precedent that I'm sure will come back to bite the Democrats in the buttocks. But basically, this is like, look, Jimmy Carter did it. The Democrats have done it. Donald Trump's coming in. He doesn't believe these people are criminals, so he's going to do it too. And Caitlin Collins is all like, that is so interesting. I didn't know any of that. You could do a whole series on stuff I didn't know, but with Caitlin Collins hosting. But it's nice to see that she's getting informed while she's trying to inform the rest of the public. But that's what President Trump's planning on doing. And in fact, we know this because yesterday I played you that clip from, in fact, maybe, you know what? It was so nice. I'll play it twice. I played you that clip yesterday. Do I even have it? I don't think I have it anymore. Never mind. I take it back. Of Jason Miller, who claimed that Donald Trump is setting up everything, executive orders. He's setting up pardons. He's setting up everything that he needs to do on day one. So when he takes his hand off of the Bible, there can be no parties. I mean, there will be at night, but he's going to go right to the White House. What happens is the Capitol building, there's going to be a big hoopla. We're all going to be there watching President Donald Trump take the oath of office. It's going to be great. He's going to get in the limo. He's going to go back to the White House. He's going to walk into the Oval Office. He's going to sit down in that chair at the Resolute desk. He's going to take out his pen and he's going to get to work. And he's not going to stop working for 4 years. He will not stop working for 4 years because there is stuff to do. And the first thing he's going to do is he's going to pardon the January 6th rioters. Now, there's other news. The Inspector General's report came out about January 6th and the Capitol riots, and wouldn't you know it, all of the people all along who said that there were FBI agents, federal agents in disguise, federal agents who were dressed as Donald Trump supporters inside and outside the Capitol, all of those people who said that for years. Thomas Massey, for example, who was called a conspiracy theorist. Tucker Carlson, who was fired from Fox News, probably as a result of what he was saying. The list goes on and on and on. Christopher Wray, the former FBI director, because dude quit. Christopher Wray lied several times because now, according to the Inspector General's report, did I call him the Inspector Genital? Sorry, according to the Inspector Genital? No, Inspector General is what I meant to say. Inspector Genital is totally different. That's like when you go to the doctor and he's like, all right, we're going to do the colon cancer examination. That's a whole, you know what? That's never. Where was I? Oh, yes. The Inspector General's report says that on January 6th, there were in fact FBI agents inside and outside the Capitol building. And Jesse Waters from Fox News did a full report on it.
Fox News alert, the Justice Department just released the bombshell report that we've been waiting for. What actually happened on January 6th? The FBI had 26 confidential human sources there that day. 26. A confidential human source is a guy the FBI pays to spy for them. Of the 26 confidential human sources who were in D.C. on Jan 6th, 4 entered the Capitol during the riot. An additional 13 entered the restricted area around the Capitol. So more than a dozen FBI spies participated in the so-called insurrection. A bunch of them broke into the Capitol. Their own inspector general says this is what happened. But that's not what they told you when they testified under oath.
Okay, so basically, confidential human source. That's what I was looking for, by the way. CHS, or a cheese, as I just came up with that. CHS, confidential human sources, which is a fancy way of saying spy, which is a fancy way of saying undercover agent. This is a human source for the FBI that you don't know about. They're confidential. They're undercover. So, of course, they're probably dressed like a Trump supporter. Of course, they're probably dressed like an average citizen. Of course, they're probably dressed like, somebody who's out there going, yay, Donald Trump, we believe in you. But really, they're an undercover confidential human source working for the feds, the Federal Bureau of Investigation. They're the exact same people that folks like Thomas Massie and Tucker Carlson and everybody else for years were telling you were inside the Capitol. And the FBI director, Christopher Wray, was saying, no, I don't think that's not accurate.
Those who were there in an undercover capacity on January 6th, how many were there?
Again, I'm not sure that I can give you that number as I sit here. I'm not sure there were undercover agents on scene.
I thought I heard you say you didn't know whether there were FBI agents or informants or human sources in the Capitol or in the vicinity on January 6th. Did I misunderstand you? I thought that's what you said.
Well, I referred very specifically to undercover agents.
Yeah. And so are you acknowledging then there were undercover agents?
As I sit here right now, I do not believe there were undercover agents on scene.
Okay, what he's doing, by the way, this is all semantics. This is all Christopher Wray playing semantics. Undercover agent, in his mind, is totally different than confidential human source. Undercover agent is somebody who's been part of the agency, part of the FBI. They've gone through the training. They work as an agent. They have the badge. They've got the gun. They've got everything. They are a federal agent, and they just happen to be undercover. That's not what a confidential human source is. A confidential human source is somebody who's like paid by the FBI and they come on in. It's like you grab them off of Elance or Craigslist or something and you give them some money and you tell them to go mingle around and get some information and come back. So Christopher Wray saying, no, there's no undercover agents, which may have been true, but there were at least a dozen or so, even probably 24 almost, confidential human sources, which is another word for spy.
Was hiding something, so Congress asked the question a different way. Listen.
Did you have confidential human sources dressed as Trump supporters inside the Capitol on January the 6th prior to the doors being open?
Again, I had to be very careful.
It should be a no. Can you not tell the American people no? We did not have confidential human sources dressed as Trump supporters positioned inside the Capitol.
Gentleman's time has expired.
You should not read anything into my decision not to share information.
Director Wray,
confidential human
gentleman's
sources.
time.
Ray's right. The FBI didn't have undercover agents at January 6th. They had confidential human sources. So what's the difference? Well, a confidential human source doesn't get health insurance or a pension. They're just freelancing for the feds. Rats in MAGA hats.
There's the line, rats in MAGA hats. Good job, Jesse Waters. I don't know if he wrote that or somebody on his production staff wrote it, but whoever did, rats in MAGA hats is a winner. You got a double dinger for that one. And that's basically what it is. These are freelance spies that the FBI hired, and they're not on the payroll. They're not on the FBI registry. They're not known quantities by the government. They don't get health insurance. They can't be fired by the Doge because you're not even supposed to know who they are. But they get money and they go in there and they're rats in MAGA hats and they're just mingling around and they're trying to look not inconspicuous. They're trying to fit in, and then they're going to go back and report. But the fact of the matter is, Christopher Wray was asked several times about this, and he lied, over and over. This guy just lied. And now he's gone, and he's replaced by Donald Trump. The whole January 6th narrative is crumbling. The whole January 6th narrative is crumbling before everyone's eyes, and Donald Trump is there. It's because of what Donald Trump is doing. It's because Donald Trump is coming back. And the insiders and the deep state and the people that have been in charge of Washington, D.C., the people that have set up these confidential human sources, the people that have set up all of these narratives, the people that have made you believe one thing or lied to Congress about one thing when the opposite was actually true. All of these people, the same people, by the way, telling you they don't know what these drones are. We don't know what these drones are. These people now realize that they are in deep doo-doo because Donald Trump is coming back, and Donald Trump is going to pardon the January 6th protesters in the first 9 minutes. He's going to clean out the FBI. Christopher Wray's already gone. Kash Patel's going to go in. There will be no more confidential human sources. If you're sitting around going, hey, you know what? I drive Uber, right? I drive Uber Eats, but I would love to be a confidential human source for the FBI. I think that time has passed. I don't think we're going to be seeing a lot more of those in Kash Patel's FBI, or at least they won't be doing what they were doing in Christopher Wray's FBI. And it's not just the FBI director. It's the elected Republicans who are, let's just say anti-Trump Republicans, or as you like to call them, rhinos. I like to call them that too. I like to call, not because they're horny. Sorry. That's horrible. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's like Friday. I'm a little excited, I guess, that it's Friday, that it's the weekend, and that we have so much gosh darn news to get through. But no, it's the rhinos. Like, for example, Lisa Murkowski. Lisa Murkowski from Alaska is so mad at people for threatening to primary Joni Ernst and her, probably, because they're not big fans of Pete Hegseth. She is so angry that Republicans, get this, that Republicans expect their elected leaders to support the nominations of the person they put in office for the next 4 years. She can't believe it. She thinks that it's bad for the party that Republicans don't want other Republicans standing in the way of the Republican president's agenda. Can you believe that? Listen to this. This is Lisa Murkowski from Alaska, who is a Mitch McConnell acolyte. She's sold her soul to Mitch McConnell. She shouldn't even be there. If it weren't for Mitch McConnell and all the millions of dollars he poured into a campaign that a Republican was going to win anyway, and, establishing ranked choice voting and all this other crap that Mitch McConnell did just to help Lisa Murkowski, Kelly Chewbacca should be the senator from Alaska, but she's not, because Mitch McConnell didn't like her. He liked Lisa Murkowski. So guess who Lisa Murkowski pledges allegiance and loyalty to? That's right, Mitch McConnell. So here she is complaining about how Republicans are mad that Joni Ernst and Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins and a bunch of others aren't openly supporting Pete Hegseth.
But I think it's going to be hard, quite honestly. I think it's going to be hard in these next 4 years because you have an administration coming in that has had an opportunity to kind of see how things work, what didn't work, and now we've had 4 years to think about it. And the approach is going to be everybody toe the line. Everybody line up. We got you here, and if you want to survive, you better be good. Don't get on Santa's naughty list here, because we will primary you. And my friend Joni Ernst, who is probably one of the more conservative, principled Republican leaders in the Senate right now, is being hung out to dry for not being good enough. And you're going to get primaried. Well, what's this all about?
Well, what's it all about? Here, let me just kind of backtrack it for you, Lisa Murkowski. President Donald Trump won the Electoral College by more than he won ever before, by more than he won in 2016. He won the popular vote. He beat a Democrat. And that means that the majority of the population of the United States likes Donald Trump, likes what Donald Trump sold them as an agenda, likes the direction Donald Trump would like to take the country in, likes the idea of making America great again, likes the idea of shutting down the border, evacuating all the illegal aliens, getting the criminal element back to El Salvador and Venezuela. The majority of the country likes the idea of cutting inflation and bringing down the price of, earthing. The majority of the country likes the idea of not letting World War III happen. They like the idea of not letting Putin just push into Ukraine, or Hamas push into Israel, or China push into Taiwan. They like the idea of city streets being safe and not riddled with drug addicts and homeless people and illegal immigrants eating the dogs and eating the cats and eating the pets of the people who live there. They liked that idea so much that in overwhelming numbers, they voted for Donald Trump. That's what's going on here. And Donald Trump said, great, Thank you, America, for this mandate. Thank you, majority of the popular vote, for putting me back into office so I can do what I promised to you I would do. And I'm going to start by appointing a cabinet of people who are skilled, who are responsible, who are loyal, and who are dedicated to the same exact agenda that we all are, making America great again. And all I need are 50 some odd Republican senators to vote for him. That's what's going on. And if you're a Republican senator, you're like, I'm not going to vote for that person. I disagree with President Donald Trump. Well, then, yeah. The voters are probably going to look at you and say, what are you doing, lady? You're not disagreeing with President Trump. You're disagreeing with us. You're disagreeing. If you are from Alaska, for example, or Iowa, for example, which these women are. That's where Joni Ernst is from, Iowa. And Iowa voted resoundingly for President Donald Trump. So Joni Ernst's constituents, the people she represents, they want Donald Trump to do what he promised. And Joni Ernst is going, I don't know about that. I don't think Donald Trump's right in this instance. It doesn't matter what she thinks. You work for the voters. You don't work for yourself, and you don't work for Mitch McConnell.
Why are we doing this to ourselves? So I think we're getting a little bit of a preview now of what it's going to mean to be allegiant to party. And I don't think that that's going to help us as a Republican Party, believe it or not. And I think it's going to energize and charge up the Democrats to say, all right, the Republicans are going to overreach. They're going to overreact. And so we're going to have an opportunity.
This woman's got to go. By the way, if you're in Alaska listening, and I know we have people all over the world listening right now, people all over the country. If you're in Alaska or you know somebody in Alaska, she's got to go. She's got it all wrong. She is fighting for her own self because she knows that her allegiance to Mitch McConnell is going to do her in. She knows that her fighting against President Trump's agenda is going to do her in. This lady, she's got it wrong. The Democrats have been so successful for so long because they get together on an issue and they lock arms and they lock step and they never give up. They never give in. They hate each other in private and they are standing right by each other in public. And the Republicans are the opposite. The Republicans, they argue with each other out in the open. They argue with each other on the floor. They argue with each other in the press. She's out there arguing right now with President Trump. She's out there arguing with anybody, any Republican voter who says, if you don't get in line, you should be primaried. If you get on Santa's naughty list, then we're going to get you out. And the problem that she has is the problem that so many people have. It's a problem the Democrats have, the media has, The View has. It's not allegiance to Donald Trump. It's not allegiance to the Republican Party. It's allegiance to the United States of America and the people who decided this is the way we're going to go. The United States of America, the Constitution, the laws, the ideas, the promises. This is the way we've decided we're going to go for the next 4 years. And it's not that you're on Santa's naughty list or Donald Trump's naughty list or Mitch McConnell's naughty list or anyone's naughty list. You are on America's naughty list. And America doesn't want you in the Senate if you can't even act properly. We're not even to the importance of, this is one guy. This is Pete Hegseth. This is a guy who's overly qualified for the job. This is a guy who has served, who wrote a book called The War on Warriors, Behind the Betrayal of the Men Who Keep Us Safe. This is a guy who, look at this. This is a guy who's going to inspire the military to be lethal, highly trained. This is going to get people enlisting. This is going to get people re-enlisting. It's going to help not just with new members, but retaining the current members that we have in the military. Everybody's going to want to go fight for America with Pete Hegseth in control. And the majority of the Senate is behind him. Lisa Murkowski's out there crying that, well, if Joni Ernst doesn't like him, that should be just fine, and she shouldn't lose her job because of it. Talk to Liz Cheney. You know who does like Pete Hegseth? John Fetterman. John Fetterman, I don't know, this guy, and I know he's scared because Pennsylvania's red. I know that Scott Pressler has put the fear of God. You want to talk about a David and Goliath story? You got big old Goliath, John Fetterman, big monstrous John Fetterman, who kind of looks like Shrek and talks like, well, I don't want to get it. I mean, I know he had issues. I don't want to talk about the way he talks, but you know, he's like a troll. And then you've got Scott Pressler, who's actually pretty tall. He's not a small guy. He's a tall guy. And he wears cowboy boots. So that makes him even taller. And it's David and Goliath. And Scott Pressler rolls into Pennsylvania. Boom. Takes a slingshot. Takes out Bob Casey. Turns the whole state red. Hand delivers it to Donald Trump. And now John Fetterman's going, oh my God, I'm going to be in trouble in 2026. And so now he's doing and saying things that Republicans aren't even doing. John Fetterman is more conservative than Lisa Murkowski is. And he had a great meeting with Pete Hegseth, and he didn't say he's a no on Pete Hegseth. In fact, I believe after he met with Pete Hegseth, John Fetterman is going to vote to confirm him.
We agreed that the Steelers are going to win.
That's a little John Fetterman. That's a little John Fetterman humor. But we agree that the Steelers are going to win.
We agreed that the Steelers are going to win.
Are you a yes?
And he doesn't have a real opinion on Sheetz or Wawa. He doesn't have a lot of experience on that.
Look at that, Sheetz and Wawa. That's a great. That's John Fetterman. I think the guy's, you know what? I don't know if this was what he was like before the stroke, but I'm so glad he's like this after the stroke.
Of course, we know that Sheetz is the right one, and the Steelers are going to win. And now, also, the news is that we actually had a meeting. We had a meeting. We had a conversation, and that's what happened, and that's where we're at. There really is no new news after that conversation.
Are you supportive of him? How do you evaluate?
I'm not really sure. That, like I said, there's not really a new thing. We had a conversation, and that's part of the process, and that's the thing. I'm going to follow the process, and I'm going to listen to what my colleagues on the other side continue to say and how they evaluate, and that's just part of the process.
I'm going to be honest with you, John Fetterman. I think he's a yes. I really believe. I'm saying it right now. Today is Friday the 13th. Oh, it's Friday the 13th. It's Friday the 13th of December. It's 12:34 Eastern time, 11:34 Central. You can figure it out if you're in another time zone. I'm going to say it right now. John Fetterman is a yes to confirm Pete Hegseth for Secretary of Defense. And I think he's a yes because, it's going to sound weird, because I know he's wearing a hoodie and shorts and he's walking through the Senate. But I believe he has more common sense than the majority of Democrats. I believe he's less partisan. And I believe that he's scared poopless about Scott Pressler primarying him or getting a Republican in there, not Dr. Oz, but somebody who can defeat him in 2026 and get his booty out of the Congress or out of the Senate. By the way, look at how popular look at all these people hovering around John Fetterman.
You know, so it's just like it's a conversation.
Are you open to supporting him, Senator?
Are you okay?
You okay?
And I don't know what's going on there. Some lady apparently had some kind of issue. John Fetterman is quickly becoming my favorite Democrat, which is it's a low bar. Being my favorite Democrat, that's easy. You could. I don't like a lot of Democrats. I don't really have a lot of common. I never go up to Democrats in Congress or in Senate and go, you know what? You're okay. Hasn't really happened yet. But John Fetterman might be making the move. He might be my actual favorite Democrat. All right, we got to talk about these drones, because these drones are a problem, man. It's a problem that these drones are such a problem. These drones should not be a problem. If we had a strong military, if we had a government that wasn't trying to keep secrets from us, if we had a government that didn't put confidential human sources or confidential human, what was it? The thing. Cheeses inside the Capitol building during January 6th, then we wouldn't have drones flying around New Jersey. But these drones continue to fly around New Jersey, and nobody is saying what they are, where they're from. In fact, they're trying to make you think that there's no drones flying around New Jersey. This is John Kirby, who is one of the most repulsive people ever. John Kirby has made it a career to lie about things for Joe Biden and the Defense Department and the White House for years now. And he got passed up when Jen Peppermint Psaki got deleted herself or when she abandoned ship and she went to go work at MSNBC and Corinne Jean-Pierre came in. John Kirby was very upset that he was passed over, but he stuck around and he continues to be the go-to false propagandist, really, for the Joe Biden White House. Listen to what he said about the drones in New Jersey. Listen to this.
We have not been able to, and neither have state or local law enforcement authorities, corroborate any of the reported visual sightings. To the contrary, upon review of available imagery, it appears that many of the reported sightings are actually manned aircraft that are being operated lawfully. The United States Coast Guard is providing support to the state of New Jersey and has confirmed that there is no evidence of any foreign-based involvement from coastal vessels. And importantly, there are no reported or confirmed drone sightings in any restricted airspace.
He's saying they cannot corroborate the drone sightings? Can you not look up? I mean, I can go on X and I can corroborate drone sightings from my phone. In fact, let's do that quickly. Here, I found this one. Look at this. This is Andy Kim, New Jersey. Last night, I went out with local police to spot drones flying over New Jersey. Here's what I saw. We drove to Round Valley Reservoir, and the officer pointed to lights moving low over the tree line. Sometimes they were solid white light, others flashed of red and green. Here it is. Oh, wait, that's not the right button. Here is Andy Kim watching drones with the cops in New Jersey. It appears that if you look up or if you go on X, you can corroborate the live sightings of these drones in New Jersey. He's got more of them. We oriented ourselves with a flight tracker app to help us distinguish from airplanes. We often saw about 5 to 7 lights at a time that were low and not associated with aircraft we could see on the tracker app. Some hovered while others moved across the horizon. So look, this guy is saying, look, we not only did we look at the drones and see the drones, but we had a flight tracker app and we could see there were no manned aircraft in these. But this is not a manned aircraft flight. This is not an FAA approved flight. These are not, as John Kirby said, planes. These are drones, and they are not on the flight tracker app. We saw a few that looked like they were moving in small clusters of 2 to 4. We clearly saw several that would move horizontally and then immediately switch back in the opposite direction in maneuvers that planes can't do. The police officer said they saw them out every night. Here's corroboration. There's the whole threat. It goes on and on and on. This guy knows what's up. How come John Kirby doesn't? How come the government doesn't? The fact of the matter is the government does, I believe. They're just not telling you. NBC News followed law enforcement as they sent their own drones in the sky to figure out what the heck is going on.
Tonight, the investigation into reports of small car-sized drones hovering over New York and New Jersey is deepening.
Oh, it's slowing down.
Tonight, authorities in Toms River, New Jersey, launching their own drone offensive for a closer look. Their eye in the sky, capturing one of the drones in motion.
You're not targeting or going after them, so to speak. Is there a methodology and reason why?
Well, right now we just want to identify what it is. The way it was explained, they're 2 feet bigger than our drones, or 2 times the size rather, so they're about 4 feet, and it looks like it's a fixed wing type craft. What concerns us mostly is that at this point nobody's seen any of these units taking off or landing.
This is a significant threat to U.S. national security.
Retired 4-star general and NBC News military analyst Barry McCaffrey tells NBC News there's good reason why local and federal agencies are treading carefully.
When you see something of this capacity, you wonder why it would be needed. What are they doing? It implies a heavy payload, and a heavy payload would be either something dangerous, a bomb, but in this case, surveillance of some sort.
Look what's back again, same spot as last night.
Meanwhile, more sightings of the large drones continue to proliferate social media. New Jersey resident Michael Marciano capturing these images on Saturday.
Coming right above my house.
The FBI not commenting on the drone activity to NBC News, but setting up a tip line for people to report any sightings.
It's moving really fast now.
Growing concern as the mystery in the sky continues.
Yeah, growing concern. By the way, I found a lot of other video from New Jersey, from people in New Jersey who were standing on their roof or standing on their balcony or in their driveway, and they were shooting footage of the video of the drones. But because it's New Jersey, I couldn't use it because, they'd be like, look at that drone. What the friggin' freck is that? And I'd be like, oh, I don't have time to edit out. I don't have time to bleep out all of the, I don't have wait. Don't I have a bleep somewhere, right? No. I guess I got rid of it. But I don't have time to bleep out all of the salty language that Tony Soprano's relatives in New Jersey are using to describe the drone. Look at his drone. is right over my fraggin' house. What the frig? Mother fraggin' drones? That's basically, there's a lot of those videos. It's a lot of those videos on the internet if you're looking to find some. But anyway, here's the deal. We have some legislatures, mainly from the South and from Florida, who are sick and tired of this happening in New Jersey. And you may remember that in Florida just last week, and we talked about this yesterday again, a guy in the middle of the day shot a Walmart drone out of the sky with his 9mm pistol because he didn't know what it was, and it was flying over his house, and he didn't want it there. That's Florida for you. In New Jersey, they haven't yet come to those conclusions because, well, New Jersey, it's a blue state. And if you fire a weapon into the sky, you're going to get in trouble. Now, in Florida, yes, technically this guy did get arrested and you can't fire at FAA regulated drones or other people's property or equipment. I get you can't discharge your firearm in a community. I get all that. But the guy did it anyway because it's Florida. I imagine in Texas, similar things would happen. These drones would be shot out of the sky. I mean, it was a Walmart drone, and it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. This is multiple large-capacity drones, which could be carrying heavy payloads in New Jersey for 3-4 weeks, and nobody knows where they're from. And they're just and the government isn't even shooting them out of the sky. New Jersey residents are getting a little fed up. Look at this. Drone mystery. New Jersey homeowners threaten to take matters into their own hands if government doesn't act. Drone sightings above New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania have been reported for weeks. New Jersey residents frustrated with a lack of answers regarding dozens of potential drone sightings in the skies above their homes are threatening to take action on their own if the government doesn't start providing answers. James Ward, a Jersey Shore realtor, shared video on Facebook that he said showed SUV-sized drones above Island Beach State Parkway. Dozens of SUV-sized drones in all directions, emerging at the same time, flying over the ocean and then heading in different directions. A good shotgun will fix that problem, one commenter replied. Why hasn't anyone shot them down to look for a serial number to trace back to the operator? Semi-auto 3-inch Magnum 00 buck full choke, yet another replied. These are people from Florida that I guess got transferred to New Jersey. John Kirby on mysterious drone sightings. We've not been able to, and neither have state or local law enforcement authorities, corroborate any of the reported visual sightings. It's really ridiculous that they expect us to believe all of this hogwash about drones. I mean, they are tracking your Venmo account to see who you spent more than $600 with, but they can't tell you who's flying dozens of SUV-sized drones in New Jersey? JWOW from the Jersey Shore. Also, you remember JWOW, right? Do you remember JWOW? Hold on, let me see. I think I have a picture of her. JWOW from the Jersey Shore. She's also very concerned because, you know, she's not just the smash queen of the Jersey Shore anymore. JWOW is now a mom. You know, she's a mom. She's got kids. Where is she? Oh, here she is. She's a mom. She's got kids, and she's very concerned. She's very concerned about these drones. So she had another idea. She took to X and she reached out to the one man that she believes can help her. No, not Mike the Situation. No, not Pauly D, but Elon Musk. She wrote, "Hey, Elon Musk, sorry to bother you, but can you find out what the drones in New Jersey are? You know, since the government doesn't want to step in." And I have to be honest with you. She got hammered in the comments, right? A lot of people were on her side. Some people were like, look, what's wrong with you, lady? But I got to be honest with you. Well, this is funny. Well, I don't think Elon's going to step in. I don't fault her for trying because Elon Musk is the one guy who, when you think about drones flying around in the sky and the government not helping out, the government not doing anything, when you think about that, Elon Musk is the one guy that you think, you know what? This is something that he could do. He's got satellites up there. He's got Starlink. He's sending rockets into the stratosphere every single day. Elon Musk, no, he's got the ear of the president. He basically lives at Mar-a-Lago now. And Elon Musk has robots and self-driving cars, and he's implanting chips in people's heads. This is your modern day Tony Stark. Elon Musk is Iron Man. So yes, if there's drones flying around, we need like a big bat signal for Elon Musk. That's JWOW's opinion. If the government's not going to help, there's only one man for the job. Elon Musk, the savior of the world. we have more on that coming up here in just a minute. Also, Tom Homan is going to start arresting mayors of major cities, including Chicago. And I'm all for that. Before we get to that, though, I do want to stop for just a minute and share with you the story of today's Kaye's kid. Now, every year at this time, we celebrate the 12 days of Christmas. And if you're new to the show, if you're new here, first of all, please subscribe. Take a minute. And if you liked what you've seen so far, hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you're here every single day at noon Eastern, 11 Central, because we do these live shows every single day, noon Eastern, 11 Central. If you're watching this video at a later date or listening to the podcast at a later time, make sure you subscribe right now and set those notifications. The notification bell is super important. Because when you hit the notification bell, what that means is you're going to get an actual pop-up on your phone when we go live, and you're never going to miss another one of our you're never going to miss an episode of Mark Kaye Saves the Republic. It's not like a big, it's just a quick little ding. It's not like Donald Trump at the New York Stock Exchange. It's not that kind of bell, but it will notify you, and it will let you know when we go live. And this time of year, it's so many people love it because we take a couple minutes every single day now until Christmas time, until next Friday, to showcase one of our 12 Kaye's kids. And these are children who have been battling life-threatening illnesses and harmful diseases. These are kids who've been stricken with cancer and other terrible maladies, who've been undergoing surgeries for as long as they've been alive, who've been undergoing the worst treatments. Kids who don't get to grow up the normal kid life, playing with their friends because they've gotten kind of a raw deal and a bad hand. But these kids also have amazing attitudes, amazing courage, incredible strength, and just the best personalities. And today's Kaye's kid, it has one of the best personalities, not just of any Kaye's kid that we've ever had, but of probably any person I've ever met. His name's Colton, and this is his 12 Days of Christmas Kaye's kid dream come true.
Just got word Colton's coming. This kid is 8 years old. He's had not one, but 2 heart surgeries. And today he thinks he's just going to get interviewed about it. But we have an Xbox for him. And I just can't wait to see his reaction. He's coming now.
Merry Christmas! Hello, are you Colton? Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, how's it going, buddy?
Good.
Good. You weren't expecting all this back here, were you?
Mm-mm.
No, yeah.
I was not.
You were not? Well, we like to,
I wasn't ready for this.
Did we scare you? A little bit. It was like a good scare. Yeah, it was, right?
It's pretty nice to look around.
Colton, how old are you?
I'm 8 years old.
All right, and Colton, you like to do what as an 8-year-old?
I like to go over to my grandma's house.
Yeah? Oh, that's good. What happens at your grandma's house? They give you lots
of... They have 2 dogs. One's a puppy named Bucky, and the other dog, the big one, is named Nova. It's a female.
We also heard that, now you know dreams come true, right? They're helping you out with a dream? Mm-hmm. What is your dream?
To get older.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Quickly.
Yeah, quick. Why so quickly? Why are you in such a rush?
Because I really want to do the jobs that I want to do in the future.
What kind of jobs do you want to do?
I want to do one of them is construction worker, boss, police officer, or a firefighter.
Yeah, those are all 3 really good jobs. Can you tell us kind of what's been going on? You had a heart issue, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
What happened there?
What happened was my blood vessels connected to my heart that go to my feet were not working that well, and my feet would start to hurt a lot.
Yeah.
When I was littler, part of my heart was like this.
Oh, what, all shut up tight like that?
Mm-hmm.
And so did they actually do surgery on your heart?
They did. I had heart surgery.
Wow. How old were you when that happened?
5.
So yeah, I heard that you still have to go to the hospital, and I hear that they're still monitoring your heart and making sure it works okay. Do you feel good?
I do. And I heard that I was going to have a monitor on me when someday or another.
Yeah. That's great. You don't have to go to the hospital and stuff. They can just check on you.
I can just go anywhere.
Yeah.
And they just they would feel like I'm there.
Yeah, and that technology's great, isn't it?
It makes me feel like they're with me.
Yeah, so you feel a little safer maybe.
I feel comfortable.
I feel like it's only fair since you gave us the opportunity to interview you, we should give you something as well.
You're welcome for being cooperative.
Oh, yeah, no. Thank you for being cooperative. I appreciate that. So listen, now you noticed earlier that we decorated for Christmas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like Christmas?
I do.
Yeah. What do you like best about Christmas?
The gifts and the love inside.
Yeah, the gifts and the love inside. I couldn't have described Christmas any better myself. We want to, before you go, say thank you for coming in, and we want to celebrate Christmas and the love inside with you and the gifts. So if you have a minute, if you don't have to go yet, and if you're interested, we would like to give you an early Christmas gift. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
All right. You don't want to talk to your brother or your parents or anything?
Real quick.
Real quick? All right, yeah, go phone a friend. Wow. What'd they say?
Yes.
Oh, yay! By the way, I have to tell you, we've been doing this for 10 years. You're the first person that actually went and asked your parents if they could get a gift. Everyone else just said, oh, they'll be fine with it.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
That's surprising.
I know, isn't it though? Well, you're very cooperative and we appreciate that. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. On the count of 3, I'm gonna have you ring the jingle bell. And then the elf is gonna print out here with a gift just for you. Are you ready?
Okay.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's a good shit. Oh, there she is, yay! Look at that. Is that Colton? Is that you?
Yes.
You want to open the big one first or the little one?
I want to open the little one
All right,
first.
let's open the little one first and see what you got in there. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
fixing to do something crazy, so get ready for it.
Okay, I'm ready.
This is how I open hard presents to open.
All right, let's see. Oh.
It's a Monster Jam show win game for an Xbox, and it's for everybody.
Monster Jam Showdown. Yeah, it's an E. Do you like Monster Jam?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's fantastic. Do you like Xbox?
I don't have one, but I do like to play it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, there you go. All right. Well, that's your first gift. Why don't you open the second gift here? Yeah, be careful with it though.
Oh my goodness.
What is it?
It's an Xbox. This is why you gave me this Monster Jam game?
Guilty. That's right. We gave you the Xbox game, and then you said you didn't have an Xbox, so we figured, well, that doesn't make any sense. You need an Xbox.
True.
Yeah, true. Look at this. This is.
I can hook that to any TV I want.
Yeah, look at this. Here, we'll rip it. Here. We just wanted to say thanks again for coming in. And there's a bunch of people praying for you. And we wish you all the best and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too.
I mean, how great is that? How great is that? Wait a minute. Is this why you got me the Xbox game? Oh, now it's all coming together. Listen, we love Kaye's Kids and we love Christmas in July. Why do I keep saying that? We love the 12 days of Christmas, and we're so glad that we're able to do it. And because of your generosity and because of the things that you guys do throughout the year, coming to our poker tournament and making donations and just supporting the show, we're able to continue to do that. And we will continue to do it every single Christmas. Or my name isn't Mark Kaye, which it is, because I mean, it is. It's on my trust me, it's on my license. We have that was number 7. And again, these things, we start this like we started it last Thursday. I go, oh, here we go, 12 days. It's going to be a long 12 days, and then all of a sudden you turn around. There's only 5 days left, and I go, where did the time go? Next Monday we bring you our 8th Kaye's Kid, 9, 10, 11, and then 12. We wrap up just before Christmas next Friday. We will also be taking a brief pause for the holidays of our live show, but we will still be bringing you great content throughout the week of Christmas. We'll get to more of that here in just a minute. For more information on Kaye's Kids, please visit kayskids.com. There is a link in the description of this video. And if you want to see more of this stuff, remember to subscribe. Subscribing is so important because it helps us grow and it helps you enjoy the show. All right, let's talk a
Your deportation plan is going to start in a big way in Chicago. And you said the governor and the mayor can either help you or get out of the way, but you also...
Yeah, it's there. Hold on. Let me restart because I didn't hear the first part.
Your deportation plan is going to start in a big way in Chicago. And you said the governor and the mayor can either help you or get out of the way, but you also said if he... meaning the mayor, if he impedes us, if he knowingly harbors or conceals an illegal alien, I will prosecute him. So you will not only go after the illegal migrants, you may go after some mayors who aren't helping.
If they step over that line, they can sit back and watch us, which I find incredible. You don't want to take public safety threats out of your community and help us. But there are laws on the books that we will prosecute. It's 18 U.S.C. 111. Impeding a federal law enforcement officer is a felony. Title 8 United States Code 1324 III. If you knowingly conceal or harbor an illegal alien from ICE, that is a felony. When I was an agent a long time ago, I've arrested U.S. citizens for harboring an alien in their home or place of employment. If I
Yeah, so there you go. Harboring an illegal alien. If you're doing that, and it doesn't matter if you're a mayor, it doesn't matter if you're a citizen, it doesn't matter who you are. Any American who harbors an illegal alien is breaking federal law. And Tom Homan knows it. He knows the law is better than pretty much anybody. So he is going to prosecute you. He's going to haul you away to jail. He said it to the mayor of Denver. He said, look, we agree on one thing. He said he's willing to go to jail, and I'm willing to put him there. He's willing to go to prison. I'm willing to imprison him. Because we've got a job to do, and the job is to clean out the illegal immigrants. The job is to clean out all of these people who have come across criminally and taken over apartment buildings and brought drugs and done other. Really, anyone who came into the country illegally has broken the law and is a criminal. And those people need to be dealt with. And Tom Homan's going to deal with them. And anyone who stands in their way, anyone who helps, aids, and abets a criminal is also a criminal themselves. This is how it's going to be. This is what's going to happen now. This is the new United States of America. It's based on common sense. It's based on law and order. It's based on freedom and liberty. It's based on a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And it's really a fantastic and a really wonderful thing. And it's not a government that's going to allow drones to fly around the skies of New Jersey or balloons to fly around Montana and the rest of the country. This is not a government that's going to allow the FBI to have CHSs wander around protests dressed like Trump supporters when really they are concealed human sources, confidential human sources, whatever, concealed, confidential, you know the thing. That's not what we're about anymore. The surveillance on American citizens will cease. And all of that will begin within 9 minutes on January 20th, 2025. I myself am super stoked for all of it, as I'm sure you are as well. Listen, you still have a chance to get your books before Christmas, but you should probably order today. The Untold Story of Christmas. Go to the untoldstoryofchristmas.com. This is the book that we read all the time. In fact, I should probably read it because I say I read it every year, maybe on Monday. Maybe on Monday we'll read the Untold Story of Christmas, and I'll double check to make sure that you can still get it by Christmas time, even though I know the USPS tells you one thing, we have our ways. But go to the untoldstoryofchristmas.com, get a copy for yourself, get a copy for everyone you love, get a copy for everyone on your Christmas list, because it's an amazing story. It's an inspirational story. It's one that you're going to love to not just share, but display, because we designed this book to look like not just a Christmas book, but an ornament, so that you could leave it out and everyone could enjoy it. Listen, thank you so much for tuning in today. We really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like and share. We have all kinds of great content coming out all over the weekend. And then next week, we're going to be live every single day. We're going to have more Kaye's Kids as Donald Trump continues to lay down the law and appoint people for his administration, as Donald Trump continues to set forth the plan of attack for his first 100 days, which begins in the first 9 minutes of his presidency. Then we are going to be here to tell you all about it. We're going to be here to tell you who's continuing to attack us, where the threats are coming from, and how we can all stick together. And we're going to entertain you too. Entertainment, information, inspiration, enlightenment, whatever you need. We got it here every single day at noon Eastern, 11 Central on Mark Kaye Saves the Republic. So please make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're listening, because Yes, it seems like everything's golden, except in New Jersey where there's drones flying around. It seems like everything's going great, except in Washington, D.C., where undercover agents are inserting themselves into peaceful protests. It seems like everything's fantastic, but it's only fantastic because we've been fighting, and we've got to continue to fight because it's a never-ending battle, a never-ending war to save the Republic. At least we have Elon Musk to help us. Listen, don't forget, the Untold Story of Christmas.com. That's where you go for your books. Get them today. And like I said, I think we can start